You're watching AndyTube, and this is my series of a Singer Model 404 restoration. In this part 17, I'm going to be reinstalling the Feed Regulator and all of the associated parts with it. And because of the filming method that I think I'm going to be able to use, I wanted to kind of set it up for you what I'll be doing. So when I have the feed regulator, the first thing I do is took my little oil brush and I'm going to oil up the parts, because they're hard to do once it's all reassembled. Just put a little light coating, but especially get some oil in the slide here. So I've got the feed regulator hinge screw. Did I let you see that? Okay. Then after I've oiled them, I'm going to pre-assemble the hinge screw with the hinge screw tension spring seat. And remember, the little legs or posts go down when it goes in the machine. And I'll put the tension screw on there. So that's how it's going to go. And you may remember that this is inserted through the body in the hole below the hand wheel. So that's where that's going to be going in. And the feed regulator itself has to go through this opening behind the indicator plate. And if you watch part 16, you saw that little slide block in there and how tricky it is. It really likes to swing around. So I found the best way for me to do this is I lay the machine on the back and I put some light at the bottom or the top, and I take one of these little barbecue sticks and stick it in from the top by the feed fork connector, and get in there to where I can kind of use it to hold that slide block in place while I gently get that on there. Once I've accomplished that minor miracle, I then take that same barbecue stick and stick it from the outside below the hand wheel through the hole for the hinge screw to help me line up. Slide it up and down a little bit until I can tell that it's lined up, and then hold the regulator while I pull the barbecue stick out and put the hinge screw through the body, and either with fingertips or needle nose get it screwed into there. So that's the tricky part. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I just wanted to give you the setup for it to let you know ahead of time, because you're just going to be kind of looking up into the machine from the bottom, if that's what I'm hoping to do for you. So let me get set up to continue with that filming, and then I'll continue from there. Okay, let's give it a try here. So you're looking from the bottom of the machine up into the upright. I've got the barbecue stick coming from the front of the machine to guide the slide block a little bit. Now I'm going to transfer the barbecue stick through the top of the machine next to the gear and the feed fork connection, and try and hold that slide block at a good angle to slide the feed regulator onto it. And boy, is it tricky. The bad news is it's real tricky. It's really a pain to kind of do it and see what you're doing. The good news is that's the hardest part of reassembling the machine. If you can get that done, then the rest actually goes pretty good. I can't see, did I get it on there? Oh, nope, the block turned on me. I thought I had it. I thought it slid on, but it just twisted the block a little bit, which is the problem. The constant battle with this. If anybody's watching this that knows a better way to do this, I'd really like you to show us, because it's the part I dread the most about putting the machine back together. I'm probably scaring you. If you took yours off, you're probably cursing me out right now, right? Uh-oh. One thing that I've found is don't put the regulator all the way over against the feed fork connection, because they don't fit flush. When it goes properly on the slide block, the feed regulator is actually about an 1/8 of an inch or so away from the feed fork connection, connector. It doesn't really want to rub on there. It wants to just slide on that block. Nicely slide on the block. And I've tried different angles with that lever from the feed regulator down towards the bottom of the opening in the front and up towards the top, and just different ways to what's the best angle, but it really just seems like things have to just line up for you, and then all of a sudden it'll just slip right on. And you really don't even kind of like, hey, how did I do that? But you just all of a sudden realize that oops, I think I moved everything, that it did go on that slide block. Well, I think there. Okay, I've got it on. Whoop, don't pull it off. I've got it on the slide block. I'm just going to push it on as far as. There. Okay, it's about centered in there now. I finally got it on there. Now I'm going to stick that barbecue stick under the hand wheel opening and try and eyeball it through the top and manipulate that feed regulator around so that the hole for the screw in the feed regulator will line up with my barbecue stick, so that I know. There. Oh, good. I gotta stand up and straighten up my back. I hope that's showing. Oh, my battery's almost dead. Okay, so now I've got the feed regulator on the slide block, and I've got my barbecue stick lined up in the hole, so I'm going to hold that feed regulator real tight in position, remove the barbecue stick, and try putting that feed regulator hinge screw with the little feet down in there. Let's see. I guess, see, at this point I would normally just stand the machine up because I wouldn't be filming it. And then those feet would just kind of naturally fall to the bottom of that opening, and I wouldn't have to try and hold those in place too. Let's see if I can get that spring started in there, the screw started in there anyway. Should be able to do it here. So This is actually the hardest one I've done, because usually I stand the machine up. And what I've been having a problem with is the little legs on that spring seat want to go down naturally by gravity, and I need to keep them sideways. But lining it up with that barbecue stick and holding the regulator, this part, once you get the regulator on the slide block, I definitely stand the machine up to put the screw in. Once you get it started, don't force it, because you might be at a little bit of an angle. So just gently, I mean, it's a machine screw, so just gently tighten it. You shouldn't have to force it at all. And then you want to snug it up. Oh, thank God. Okay, hallelujah, hallelujah. Let me stand this guy back up here and get the camera back up here. My battery's almost dead here. Whew. Okay, so I got the darn thing on there, and it's a little bit loose right now, but that's okay, because we've got to put the indicator plate and the other parts back on. But the main thing is it's on there, and the hinge screw is on there, and that was what was hard, is getting the little feet down in that groove. If you stood the machine up like this, once you got the regulator on the slide block, it would go a lot easier for you, believe me. So, okay, just snug that up a little bit more. Yeah, and then see if I can show you up at the top here. Some light over there, is it going to show? That's a little too bright, huh? So, can you see that fork moving as I move the... Yeah, there, I think you'll be able to see that. As I move that lever, the length up and down. So that's how we know we got everything right. Oh, it's a good job. It's beautiful. Yay, great job. So, go celebrate while I get set up with the other little parts here, and we can finish up this the feed regulator. Whew. Good job. If you got that on there, congratulations.